Good morning, students. Before starting the new lesson, I just wanted to give you a few explanation about the figures of speech. Somebody had asked me the doubt. First, let me tell you about anaphora. Anaphora, what is anaphora? Anaphora means two or more than two lines begins with the same word. Like in the beginning, the same word. And a little yellow dog, and a little red wagon, and a realio trulio little. Clear? So that is two lines. Which word is the beginning word is and. Clear? So in such cases, we will say the FOS anaphora. Next is what is a ballad? It is not an FOS. What is a ballad? It is expressing a story through a poem. Now what is simile? Simile is direct comparison. If I will say Geeta dances like a peacock, I am comparing Geeta and whose dance? Peacocks. Isn't it? So using the word like. If I am using to compare two things using the word like or as or so as, then we say that it is simile. What is metaphor? Metaphor is indirect comparison. What is indirect comparison? He is a lion in the class. That means he is compared to a lion without using the word like or so as or as. Like so as use ചെയ്യാതെ ഒരാളെ വേറൊന്നുമായിട്ട് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്താൽ അതിനെ എന്ത് പറയാം? മെറ്റഫർ എന്ന് പറയാം. അതായത് ഇൻഡയറക്റ്റ് കമ്പാരിസൺ. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വി ലേൺ ഈസ് ഓക്സിമോറൻ. ഓക്സിമോറൻ മീൻസ് ടു കോൺട്രഡിക്ടറി ടേംസ് ആർ യൂസ് ടുഗദർ. രണ്ട് കോൺട്രഡിക്ടറി സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ്സ് ഒരുമിച്ച് യൂസ് ചെയ്താൽ അതിനെ എന്തെന്ന് പറയാം? ഓക്സിമോറൻ എന്ന് പറയാം. അതായത് ലവ് ഹെയ്റ്റ് റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ്. Love and hate both are two different qualities, isn't it? They are used together. Then it is called oxymoron. What is imagery? That's also a poetic device. What is imagery? Imagery means the words the poet uses in order to give appeal to the senses of the reader. നമ്മുടെ സെൻസസിനെ അപ്പീൽ ചെയ്യുന്ന വേർഡ്സ് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവിടെ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെന്ന് പറയാം? ഇമേജറി യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്ന് പറയാം. Now it is not an FOS, free words. What is a free words? If any poem is not having a proper rhyme scheme, then that poem is known as free words. That's also not FOS. Next, what is transferred epithet? Transferred epithet in the meaning തന്നെ adjective എന്നാണ്. നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ adjective യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന എന്തിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്? noun qualify ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് adjectives യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. transferred means ഒരു സ്ഥലത്ത് നിന്ന് വേറൊരു സ്ഥലത്തേക്ക് മൂവ് ചെയ്ത് അഡ്ജക്റ്റീവിനെ യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇഫ് ഐ വിൽ സേ സ്ലീപ്ലെസ് നൈറ്റ്. ഇപ്പോൾ ഇപ്പോൾ സ്ലീപ്ലെസ് എന്നുള്ളത് നൈറ്റ് ആണോ സ്ലീപ്ലെസ്? നൈറ്റ് ഈസ് നൗൺ ഓൺലി, ബട്ട് സ്ലീപ്ലെസ് ഈസ് അഡ്ജക്റ്റീവ്. ബട്ട് ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഹീ സ്പെൻഡ് എ സ്ലീപ്ലെസ് നൈറ്റ്. അപ്പോൾ വാസ്തവത്തിൽ ഹു ഈസ് സ്ലീപ്ലെസ്? ഹീ ആണ് സ്ലീപ്ലെസ്. മനസ്സിലായില്ല? അല്ലെങ്കിൽ രാമു ആണ് സ്ലീപ്ലെസ്. സോ it is not the night sleepless. So that adjective is transferred from one noun to another noun. That is called transferred epithet. Next is allusion. Reference to any person or a place or a fairy tale character, then it is called allusion. If you are referring any fairy tale character or any person or place, then the FOS is called allusion. Next one is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia means the word itself is self-explanatory. Then creaking, fluttering, understood? Fluttering, sorry, clang sound, clear? Chirping sound, chirping. They are all, word itself will give you the meaning. You don't have to refer a dictionary. That is, if a word is self-explanatory, then we can say that it is onomatopoeia. Next, hyperbole. നമ്മൾ ചെറിയ കാര്യത്തിനെ വലുതാക്കി കാണിക്കുക, അതിനെയാണ് ഹൈപ്പർബോൾ. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് എക്സാഗ്രേഷൻ. ക്ലിയർ? I asked you to stop this talking 1,000 times. Sir, is it possible for a person to ask you to stop talking about 1,000 times? No, there the exaggeration is used. Then it is called hyperbole. I think I covered all the FOS. Then alliteration you all know, that is repetition of consonant sound. What is vowel sound is repeatedly used, then it is called assonance. Personification is non-living things. We are giving the what quality? Human quality. That is, sun is peeping through the window, the mountains are clapping their hands, then it is personification. I think all of them I covered. If anybody is having any other doubt, please contact me through the telephone. I will explain to you. Next, we are going to start the new lesson, that is the necklace, that is from the supplementary reader. This is written by Guy de Maupassant. It is a very funny name. It is a French author. That's why the name is, what is the name of this author? That is, the necklace is written by Guy de Maupassant. Maupassant. That is, he is a French author, very famous for his short stories. He is born in 1815 and 50 and died in 1893. This lesson itself is, the title itself is telling you about the story. This is a story of a necklace. Main character Matilda. Matilda is invited to a grand party. She has a beautiful dress but no jewelry. She borrows a necklace from a friend and loses it. What happens then? Let us begin. Here we go. She was one of those pretty young ladies born as if through an error of destiny into a family of clerks. She had no dowry, no hopes, no means of becoming known, loved and married by a man either rich or distinguished, and she allowed herself to marry a pretty clerk in the office of the Board of Education. She was simple, but she was unhappy. Matilda was one of those pretty, very beautiful girl, and she was born, actually you can say നമ്മുടെ തലയിലെ വര തെറ്റായ രീതിയിൽ ജനിച്ചു എന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറയാം, because she was born in the family of clerksന്റെ വീട്ടിലാണ് ഈ കുട്ടി ജനിച്ചത്. എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ അവർക്ക് അത്ര പൈസയില്ല. ഷീ ഡസൻറ്റ് ഹാവ് എനി ഡൗറി, വലിയ ആഗ്രഹങ്ങളില്ല, ഒരുപാട് പേരാൽ അറിയപ്പെടും അതോ സ്നേഹിക്കപ്പെടും എന്ന് പറയാനൊരു ചാൻസ് ഇല്ല. ആൻഡ് മാരീഡ് ബൈ എ മാൻ ഐദർ റിച്ച് ഓർ ഡിസ്റ്റിങ്വിഷ്ഡ്. വളരെ ഫേമസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ആൾ വന്ന് കല്യാണം കഴിക്കാനോ പൈസയുള്ള ആൾ വന്ന് കല്യാണം കഴിക്കാനോ ചാൻസ് ഇല്ല. ആൻഡ് ഷീ അലൗ ഹെർസെൽഫ് ടു മാരി എ പ്രിറ്റി ഗേൾ ബിക്കോസ് ഷീ ബിലോങ്സ് ടു വാട്ട് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് ഫാമിലി? ക്ലർക്ക് ഫാമിലി. So she was married to another clerk, which ഏത് ഓഫീസിലെ ക്ലർക്കിനെയാണ് കല്യാണം കഴിച്ചത്? ബോർഡ് ഓഫ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ. ഷി വാസ് വെരി സിമ്പിൾ ബട്ട് അൺഹാപ്പി. പക്ഷേ അവൾ ഒരിക്കലും ഹാപ്പി ആയിരുന്നില്ല. ഭയങ്കര സിമ്പിളായിരുന്നു, പക്ഷേ ഷി വാസ് നോട്ട് ഹാപ്പി അറ്റ് ഓൾ. ഷീ സഫേർഡ് incessantly means continuously, she suffered incessantly, feeling herself born for all delicacies and luxuries. She suffered from the poverty of her apartment, the shabby walls and the worn chairs. All these things tortured and angered her. She wished to born in a very rich family. പാവപ്പെട്ട വീട്ടുകാരാണ്, അപ്പോൾ പൈസ ഒന്നും ഇല്ല, വീടിൻ്റെ അപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റ് നല്ലതല്ല, ആൻഡ് ഷാബി വാൾസ്, വെരി ഡേർട്ടി വാൾസ് ആണ്, ചെയേഴ്സൊക്കെ പന്നലായി. ഇതെല്ലാം ആരെ ദേഷ്യപ്പെട്ടിരുന്നു? This lady was feeling very angered as well as tortured her. അവളെ എപ്പോഴും അത് ഇറിറ്റേറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നു. ആരാണ്? വാട്ട് ഈസ് ഹർ നെയിം? മെറ്റിൽഡ. When she seated herself for dinner opposite her husband, who uncovered the tureen with a delighted air, saying, "Oh, the good pot pie! I know nothing better than that." She would think of elegant dinners of shining silver. She thought of the exquisite food served in marvelous dishes. She had neither frocks nor jewels, nothing, and she loved only those things. When she seated herself, when she was having dinner along with her husband was seated opposite to her, who uncovered tureen with he just opened the dish and a delighted air, saying, "Oh, the good pot pie, very delicacy, the great delicacy. I know nothing better than that." She would think of elegant dinners, but she started thinking of very beautiful dinners. ഏതിൽ സെർവ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഡിന്നേഴ്സ് ആയിരുന്നു മെറ്റിൽഡ ഓർത്തിരുന്നത്? സിൽവർ ഷൈനിങ് ഡിഷസിൽ. ഷീ തോട്ട് ഓഫ് ദി എക്സ്ക്യൂസേറ്റ്, വെരി ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ ഫുഡ് സെർവ്ഡ് ഇൻ എ മാർവലസ് ഡിഷസ്, വെരി ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ ആൻഡ് വെരി എക്സ്പെൻസീവ് ഡിഷസ്. ഷീ ഹാഡ് നൈദർ ഫ്രോക്സ് നോർ ജുവൽസ്. അവൾക്ക് ഒരിക്കൽ പോലും ഇത്രയും റിച്ച് ആയിട്ടുള്ള സ്ഥലത്ത് പോയി കഴിക്കാൻ അവസരം ഉണ്ടായിട്ടില്ല. ഷീ നൈദർ ഹാവ് ഫ്രോക്സ് ഓർ ജുവൽസ്, നത്തിങ്. ആൻഡ് ഷീ ലവ്ഡ് ഓൺലി ദോസ് തിങ്സ്. അവൾക്ക് ആഗ്രഹവും അവൾക്ക് ജീവിക്കേണ്ടതും എന്തുപോലെയായിരുന്നു? വളരെ ഒരു റിച്ച് ഹൗസിൽ ജീവിക്കാനായിരുന്നു ആരാഗ്രഹിച്ചിരുന്നത്? മെറ്റിൽഡ ആഗ്രഹിച്ചിരുന്നത്. ഷീ ഹാഡ് എ റിച്ച് ഫ്രണ്ട്, എ സ്കൂൾ മേറ്റ് അറ്റ് ദ കോൺവെന്റ്, who she did not like to visit. She suffered so much when she returned. She wept for whole days from despair and disappointment. She had a very rich friend. അവളുടെ വീട്ടിൽ പോകാൻ അവൾ ആഗ്രഹിച്ചിരുന്നില്ല. ബിക്കോസ് എപ്പോഴൊക്കെ അവളുടെ വീട്ടിൽ പോയിട്ട് തിരിച്ചു വന്നോ, ഹൂ യൂസ് ടു ക്രൈ? മെറ്റിൽഡ യൂസ് ടു ക്രൈ ബിക്കോസ് ഷീ ഡസൻറ്റ് ഹാവ് എനിത്തിങ് വാട്ട് ഹെർ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഹാഡ്. One evening her husband returned elated. Elated means greatly delighted, bearing in his hand a large envelope. Here, he said, here is something for you. ഒരു ദിവസം വൈകുന്നേരം ഹസ്ബൻഡ് ഭയങ്കര സന്തോഷത്തിൽ ഒരു കവറിൽ എന്തോ ഇട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവന്നു. എന്നിട്ട് വൈഫിനെ വിളിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞു, ഹിയർ, ഹി സെഡ്, ഹിയർ ഈസ് സംതിങ് ഫോർ, ഐ ബ്രോട്ട് സംതിങ് ഫോർ യു. She quickly drew out a printed card on which were inscribed these words. Inscribed means written. The Minister of Public Instruction and Madam George Ramponnet asked the honor of Mr. and Mrs. Losel's company Monday evening, January 18, at the minister's residence. Because why her husband was very happy? Because they received a invitation for what? The dinner. Instead of being delighted, as her husband had hoped, she threw the invitation spitefully. Spitefully means offendingly upon the table, murmuring, what do you suppose I want with that? Her husband vicharichadu she will be thrilled to hear for what going for the dinner. But just opposite ആണ് സംഭവിച്ചത്. ഭയങ്കര ദേഷ്യം വന്നിട്ട് അവൾ കാർഡ് എടുത്ത് കളഞ്ഞു. എന്നിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു, എന്താണ് നിങ്ങൾ എന്താ ഇതുകൊണ്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്? But my dearie, I thought it would make you happy. He thought that her wife will be very excited. You never go out and this is an occasion and a fine one. Everybody wishes one and it is very select. Not many are given to employees. You will see the whole official world there. അയാൾ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നിടത്ത് വളരെ കുറച്ച് പേരെ മാത്രമാണ് ഈ ഡിന്നറിന് വിളിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്. അപ്പോൾ നീ വന്നാലേ you will enjoy that. She looked at him with an irritated eye and declared impatiently, what do you suppose I have to wear to such a thing as that? Why was she so upset? Because she doesn't have good dresses. So she asked her husband. She was so angry and irritated. She asked him, which dress should I wear? He had not thought of that. He stammered. Stammered എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വിൽക്കുക. Why the dress you wear when we go to the theatre? നമ്മൾ തിയേറ്ററിൽ പോകത്തില്ലേ, ആ സമയത്തിരുന്ന ഡ്രസ് ഇട്ടാൽ മതി. It seems very pretty to me. He was silent, stupefied. Stupefied means shocked, in dismay. Dismay means sad. At the sight of his wife weeping. ഇത് കേട്ടപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ വൈഫ്, അതായത് മെറ്റിൽഡ, started crying. Who was so unhappy? Why husband was unhappy. He stammered, what's the matter? What's the matter? By a violent effort, she had controlled her vexation. Vexation means annoyance, and responded in a calm voice, wiping her moist cheeks. Nothing. Only I have no dress, and consequently, I cannot go to this affair. Give your card to some colleague, and whose wife is better fitted out than I. What did she say that? She said that I have no dress, no proper dress to attend the dinner. So what he has to do? He has to go and give the card to one of his friend whose wife has beautiful dress to wear. He was grieved. Matilda's husband was very sad, but answered, let us see, Matilda, how much would a suitable costume cost? Something that would serve for other occasions. Something very simple. അപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹം ചോദിച്ച ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണ്, നിനക്ക് ഒരു ഡ്രസ്സ് എടുക്കാം, അതിന് എത്ര രൂപയാകും? She reflected for some seconds, thinking of a sum that she could ask for without bringing with it an immediate refusal. And frightened exclamation from the economical clerk. ഒരു ക്ലർക്കിന് അഫോർഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന മണി ആയിരിക്കണം. Who should ask? Matilda should ask. Finally she said in a hesitating voice, I cannot tell exactly, but it seems to me that 400 francs ought to cover it. അവൾ എത്രയാ പറഞ്ഞത്? 400 francs കൊണ്ട് മതിയാകാം. He turned a little pale. അവനിങ്ങനെ അത് കേട്ടപ്പോൾ he became very pale. for he had saved just this sum to buy a gun that he might be able to join some hunting parties the next summer with some friends who went to shoot larks on Sunday. He had that much of money. That is how much? 400 francs. For what purpose he kept that money? In order to join a hunting party, isn't it? So nevertheless he answered, very well, I will give you 400 francs, but try to have a pretty dress. But in order to satisfy his wife, he was ready to offer that money to his wife. The day of the ball approached. പാർട്ടിയുടെ ഡേ എത്തി. And Mem Loisel seemed sad. Madam Loisel is not happy at all, disturbed, anxious. She had that much of money, she brought a dress, but what happened again? Why Matilda is unhappy? Nevertheless, her dress was nearly ready. Her husband said to her one evening, what is the matter with you? You have acted strangely for 2 or 3 days. And she responded, I am vexed not to have a jewel. She was sad because she doesn't have a jewelry. Nothing to adorn myself with. എനിക്ക് ധരിക്കാൻ ഇനി ഒരു jewelry ഇല്ല. I shall have such a poverty-stricken look. I would prefer not to go to this party. ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങനെ പോയാൽ ഒരു പാവപ്പെട്ട വീട്ടിൽ കിടക്കുന്ന പോവർട്ടി ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാളാണെന്ന് എല്ലാവർക്കും മനസ്സിലാവും. So I don't want to come for the party. He replied, you can wear some natural flowers. In this season, they look very chic. Chic means beautiful. അപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞു എന്തിനാ ഓർണമെൻറ്റ്സ് natural flowers യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. ആരാ? ഹസ്ബൻഡ്. She was not convinced. No, she replied, there is nothing more humiliating than to have a shabby air in the midst of rich women. Why was she not ready to use natural flowers? Because all rich people will be gathered there for the party. Among them, what smell will be there? The flower smell will be very shabby. That's what she said. Then her husband cried out, how stupid we are. Go and find your friend, Madame Forestier, and ask her to lend you her jewels. Suddenly, Matilda's husband remembers she had a friend who is very rich. He asked her to go and borrow the necklace from her. She uttered a cry of joy. It is true, she said. I had not thought of that. So, ഭയങ്കര സന്തോഷമായി Matilda. She said that I am very happy. The next day, she took herself to a friend's house and related her story of distress. Madame Forestier went to her closet. Closet is cupboard. Took out a large jewel case, brought it, opened it and said, choose my dear. അവൾ എന്ത് പോയി അലമാരി പോയി ഓർണമെൻറ്റ് ബോക്സ് എടുത്ത് മൂണ്ട് വെച്ചിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു നിനക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമുള്ളത് ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് എടുത്തോളാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. She saw at first some bracelets, then a collar of pearls, then a Venetian cross of gold and jewels of admirable workmanship. She tried the jewels before the glass, hesitated. ഓരോ jewelry അവൾ ധരിച്ചു നോക്കി. She started wearing, but could neither decide to take them nor leave them. She was totally confused which one she has to take. Then she asked, have you nothing more? ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളോ, ഇനി വേറെ ഉണ്ടോ? Why, yes, look for yourself. I do not know what will please you. എനിക്കറിയില്ല നിനക്ക് ഏതാണ് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുക. Suddenly, she discovered in a black satin box a superb necklace of diamonds. പെട്ടെന്ന് അവൾ കണ്ട എന്താണ്? ഒരു ഡയമണ്ട് നെക്ലേസ്. Her hands trembled as she took it out. ആ ബോക്സ് തുറന്നപ്പോൾ ഡയമണ്ട് നെക്ലേസ് അത് എടുത്തപ്പോൾ തന്നെ അവളുടെ കായ് വിറയ്ക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങി. She placed it about her throat against her dress. പതുക്കെ ധരിച്ചു നോക്കി and was ecstatic. Ecstatic means with great joy. Then she asked in a hesitating voice, full of anxiety, could you lend me this? Only this. ഞാൻ ഇതൊന്നും കടമെടുത്തോട്ടെ? Why? Yes, certainly. Her friend was very happy to lend her the necklace. She fell upon the neck of her friend, embraced her with passion, then went away with her treasure. So she was so happy because her friend was ready to lend her the necklace. Then she came back home. The day of the ball arrived. Madame Loisel was a great success. She was so happy. Why? She was the prettiest of all, elegant, gracious, smiling and full of joy. She was the most prettiest lady in that party. All the men noticed her. All the people were looking towards her. Asked her name. Not only looking, they asked her name and wanted to be presented. She danced with enthusiasm. She was so happy and she started dancing. Intoxicated. Intoxicated means mad with pleasure. She was so happy, thinking of nothing but all this admiration. She was so very excited because people were appreciating her beauty. This victory so complete and sweet to her heart. She was so happy because she was the most pretty lady in that party. She went home towards 4 o'clock in the morning. Early morning 4 o'clock party കഴിഞ്ഞ് വീട്ടിലേക്ക് തിരിച്ചത്. Her husband had been half asleep in one of the little saloons since midnight. Saloons mean shops, with 3 other gentlemen whose wives were enjoying themselves very much. He threw around her shoulders the modest wraps they had carried, whose poverty clashed with the elegance of the ball costume. She wished to hurry away in order not to be noticed by the other women who were wrapping themselves in rich furs. He threw her shoulders the modest wraps they had carried. They were using what? The wrap covering. They have to use something to cover. That was very old. And it is clashed with the elegance of ball costume. The cloth they are wearing is very expensive one. Elegance means grace. അതിന് കോൺട്രാസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള റാപ്സ് ആണ് who actually started covering she and her husband. She was in a hurry to move away from this place because the rich people will see them wearing all these winter clothes. Loisel detained her. Wait, said he. I am going to call a cab. Her husband said that, where are you going in a rush? You stay here, I'll call a cab. But she would not listen and descended the steps rapidly. She was not ready to wait outside the road because the rich people will come that side. When they were in the street, they found no carriage and they began to seek for one. They were waiting for a vehicle. Hailing the coachman whom they saw at a distance. Her husband had seen a cab and he started shouting and calling them. They walked along towards the river, hopeless and shivering. Finally, they found one of those old carriages that one sees in Paris after nightfall. They had seen an old carriage. Generally, that such type of carriage you can see where? In Paris after nightfall. It took them as far as their door and they went wearingly up to their apartments. Where did they go? They reached their home. It was all over for her. And on his part, he remembered that he would have to be at office by 10 o'clock. It is early morning. Who doesn't have time to rest? Her husband doesn't have time to rest because at 10 o'clock he has to reach the office. She removed the wraps from her shoulders before the glass for a final view of herself in her glory. She just removed the clothes she covered because she just wanted to see her image in the mirror because she was wearing a new dress. Suddenly she uttered a cry. Suddenly she started crying after seeing her image. Why? Her necklace was not around her neck. Why? What is missing? Her necklace is missing. That's why she started crying. Where is the necklace? Whose necklace was it? Her friend's. That's why who started crying? Lady Matilda started crying. I hope you understood. We will continue the lesson the next class. Thank you.